Welcome to the DragonDrop theme's Sales Pop-Up tutorial for the sales theme. Now the first thing I want to go over is how to generate your own pop-ups. We do sync all your orders with the sales pop-up, but if you want to import all the sales which aren't on Shopify, then you need to import them in. I'll create an order that I want to create a pop-up for. Let's say the customer that made the purchase was called George and he lives in London. His order included a hoodie and a pair of boots. After I put this stuff in, I click Create Pop-Up and this will generate 2 pop-ups for each item George bought. As you can see, I actually generated a few orders before. Now we can finally get started with the sales pop-up tutorial breakdown. If you already had orders on your store, you wouldn't need to do all this stuff in the beginning. Okay, now the first option you see is to show customer names. If you choose to disable this, then the sales pop-up will replace the name with the word someone. I'll show you this later. Secondly, you can choose to use the variant name of the product that the customer purchases. This is useful if you have more popular colors, etc., but not so useful if you mainly sell shoes, since the size doesn't really matter to someone browsing your store. Next, we can choose to show or hide the product image. New orders can also be synced with the sales pop-ups, but you can also disable this. Now remember that if you disable this, then you will need to create a few pop-ups so those show instead. You can see all your synced orders if you go into the Synced Orders pop-up tab. Random timestamps basically replaces the created time for pop-ups with more recent times, so it appears some sales happened recently. As always, you can customize a bunch of stuff like how long to wait between pop-ups, where the pop-ups should appear, and the colors. I'll play around with these settings now. First, I'll show you the show and hide customer name setting. But when I enable it, the customer's name actually shows up. When I switch the variant name option on, we can see the sizes displayed for the hoodie that George bought, where if I had this disabled, then it would only show the hoodie name. All these other products actually don't have a variant name. There we go, finally a variant which makes sense. Stacy bought a black backpack. Brilliant. Okay, now I'll play around with the colors a little bit and show you what each option does. You can choose to display or hide the sales pop-up on certain pages using the trigger and targeting settings. So for example, if I only wanted to show sales pop-up on the home page, then I would just type /. You can also choose to display on desktop only, mobile only, or both. Next, you can have your own translations like most of our apps, and you can also change the pop-up text as well. I'll play around with this a little bit so you can see what it does. That's it for the tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any issues, then check the FAQ. If you have any questions, then shoot them through via email, help desk, or live chat.